All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming. In the last two videos that you see here, 59 and 60, what I did was I took the ArrayBoth.cs C# library file and applied it to the C# array console program. Now I'm going to attempt to do the same thing to the Sorry about that. I'm going to attempt to do the same thing to the C# GUI program. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, and it's going to cause me all sorts of errors, just so you know, is I no longer need in here, because I have combined, I have put all these in the library file, so I'm going to comment these out, which is, like I said, going to give me boatloads of errors. See that? All right, that's just some of them. Now, I don't know if I even need the validation lib anymore. Oh, I'm in BMI. Forget it. Let me get out of here. So let me close that. Close that. Don't want to save any changes. Close that. All right, now we're back. Thank you. All right, so we no longer are going to need these things that you see right here, because all 6 of these constants or variables, all of them have been defined now in our ArrayBoth.cs array library file. So I'm going to comment these out, and like I said, it's going to load, probably give me a ton of errors throughout here, but we're going to be removing stuff as we need to remove it anyway. All right, we don't need an initialize array anymore because we've already got that one. All right, so what I want to try to do is, first let's come up to the top here, and let's say using, well, look at that. I did not bring that in as a reference, I believe, so let's do that. We've got our array demo GUI 2. I am going to add a reference, and I want to add a reference to the array library. Okay, now let's see if I can bring that one in. I sure hope so. Using, there it is, array library. All right, so now the first thing I'm going to do, and the order in which I do these is kind of irrelevant, but here I was calling clear and populate, right? So I'm going to change that. Let's put a clear in here. So I'm going to take what's in here and comment it out, and I'm going to call clear. In fact, I don't even need to do that. Let's call ArrayBoth.populate. All right, there's a start. So we've got that done. We want to populate both of them. And I think I could just take this one here with the call to clear and populate, and I can remove it. Now, we've got clear and populate in here someplace. I think it was at the top. So we've got initialize array here, and I don't think we need to do that anymore either. Let's take a look in our clear and populate that's in here. So populate is going to basically fill up both arrays. All right, so coming back into here, now I should be able to take this initialize array, and I should be able to get rid of it, because we're calling clear and populate. Again, as I remove these things, I very well could be getting errors because some of the stuff later that depends on them. Okay, so we've got this. All right, we've got our original click. So we've got show array in original order. I'm going to replace that with ArrayBoth dot, do I have anything? Original. All right. Show array in original order. Well, I guess that's what we wanted here. So we don't need that one anymore. All right. We're going to keep our help. Now with this original, it says cannot be used like a method. All right. Well, let's go back and look in here and see what that original was. Oh, that's the name of the array. All right. So we don't want that. We want to be able to show the original array. So for original, all right, what we can do in here, don't have to do, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to the console version that we had here, which was here. And if you remember at the bottom, I put in this helper file called show array. Now I may not need this, but I'm going to put it in here for now anyway, which says probably the show array I should have put back into my library file, but that's okay. All right, let's just put this down at the bottom. If I get an error, that means I've already got something with that name on it. Oops. So let's see. All right, so I'm going to move this way down to the bottom here. And don't worry about the right, that's okay. All right, this show array that we were doing up here, where are we? Come on. For the original, if we click the original button, all right, we want to be able to, like I said, show the original array. All right, do we have something in here that's going to allow us to do that? Well, we don't want populate because that's going to give us a new array. Do we have anything in here? I'm checking right now. No, it doesn't look like it, at least. Get ascending, get descending, etc., etc. All right. So what I put in here at the bottom was this. All right. It's going to be called show array. And we're going to say in here, we will say list box LST. I know we had a list box in here. It's called whoops. Okay, I don't want to get changes in here. I want to view my properties window. There we go. Okay, so that was called LST test scores. So we'll clear it up above. Now it's telling me right now an object reference is required for a non-static field. Show potential fixes. Use discard. Well, I'm hoping that this is going to work its way out in just a minute. So. dot items dot clear. So we'll clear that out first. Now it's giving me an error. Like I said, I'm going to try to fix that error up momentarily. But we can change that to show. We'll leave it at show array. That's fine. And then down here, up here, whatever you want to call it, this is going to change to show, just show array. And the one that we want to show again is original. And that's defined in our ArrayBoth file. There we go. All right, so that one's done. The help screen is not going to change. The ascending now will change to ArrayBoth.getAscending. We shouldn't need any more of this sort array ascending. This descending should now be ArrayBoth dot get descending, and we shouldn't need this one in here anymore. The smallest is going to be ArrayBoth dot get smallest array element. So we won't need this. This will be ArrayBoth dot get largest element, and we won't need this one anymore. The sum will be ArrayBoth dot get sum of array elements, and we won't need this one anymore. The average will be ArrayBoth dot get AVG, or average of array elements, and we won't need this anymore. The range will be ArrayBoth dot get range of array elements, and we won't need this one anymore. The median will be ArrayBoth dot get median of array elements, and we won't need this one anymore. The C# will be ArrayBoth dot search C#, and we will put in here let's see what was in here beforehand. Let's get rid of this for now. Oh, that's the median. We don't need that. Oh, that's interesting. So we just had perform C#. Well, let's see what we get in here. So let's see. We need a value to search for. So we need this get ready to search. that's still in here, but we have to replace that with ArrayBoth.get ascending, not get average. All right. So we need to call that get ready to search. So we're going to call perform CSAR. We will call ArrayBoth.search C#, and we will pass in the value. See if that works. I'm making all the changes and I'm not even running it first, so. Which means we can get rid of this. I hope. So we've got the get ready to search. For our VB search, should be very similar to what we have here. And we should be able to get rid of this one. Okay. Clear. Okay, this initialize array is wrong. But when you look, we have very few errors left anymore, which is good. So clear and populate. We don't need that anymore. We've got a populate routine, so that can be gone. Our exit, do we have an exit in here now? It does not look like it. So we'll leave the exit in there. Load has been changed. The show array, it looks like the only thing we've got left to work on. Now, one thing I didn't do, and I wish I would have, but I wanted to show you something here, and that is this. That if I go back to the original Array GUI demo, if I go back to the original one here, you'll notice, looking at it quickly, it has 355 lines in it. Now, who cares? Well, I'll tell you why you should care, because it looks like right now we've cut it down to half that. All right, now there's still a couple errors in here. The clear button will now be array both. Oops. Come on. Array both dot populate. And the only thing it looks like I still have errors with is in this show array. All right, and I'm not sure right now why I do. It says an object reference is required for the non-static field. First of all, let's come in here and do a file save all. All right. There's the console one. We don't need that one anymore. Okay, so we just need these two. But again, hopefully you can tell just how much this has been cleaned up. Now, one thing I could do is I could take this show help screen and I could put that in a library file. But since I'm only using it in this program, I'm not going to do that. Again, I could. All right, but I'm not going to. All right, I want to try to fix this one so we can run this show array. All right, we got static in there. That's probably what it is. All right, let's look at it and see if I have fixed everything. Then we'll go over it. File, save all. Let's run the program. So this array demo GUI 02 has now got to be our start project. Plus, let's change the color, because right now it looks just like the other one did. Now it's giving me an error. Designer file, line 157. Well, that is not good at all. Following error must be fixed. The good news is it's only one error. Show call stack. Does not like something that is in here. Well, see if I still have a BTN average in here, because if I don't, that could be what's screwing it up. Exit search, median range. Ah, well, this is going to have to be put in there. So my guess is that when I was moving stuff around, I somehow screwed this up royally here. So we're going to change that to AVG. Now, hopefully, that fixed everything. All right, can I now see my designer? See, now it's giving me an error here. Okay, so that should be BTN average, not BTN AVG. So let's go back to here, but don't worry about it. Let's get back to where we had that, BTN AVERAGE. All right. So file, save all. Let's see, can we go now back to our design mode? There it is. Okay, so it's back. All right, let's change the color of this so we know what's going on. It's also now version 02. And again, we're going to change the color. I think we've gone out the gamut all the way to the end. I don't like using white, so we'll make this orange. Kind of ugly, but that's okay. File, save all, and let's run it. All right, there's nothing in there that, as you'd guess, is not a good start. We'll look at that in just a moment. Our help works. That's a start. And our exit should work as well. And that's okay. So let's go back. In our form load, we've got ArrayBoth.populate. Okay, let's take a look at what that is in here. So is populate expecting something? There's populate. No, it's not. Okay, this should be coming in. Okay. All right, so it is filling up both arrays, but I'm not telling it to put it into the list box. Not a big thing. It's big in that it's not putting it in there, so we'll say lst dot, we may have to do this in a loop, I don't know, for int LCV equals 0, LCV less than ArrayBoth.size plus plus LCV. All right, and we're going to say LST test scores dot items dot add, and we're going to want to add to this it won't matter if we use original or if we use test scores. Let's just put in test scores. And of course, that again is ArrayBoth.ts scores LCV. Let's see what that does. File, save all. We should have something in the list box now. We do. All right, our help works. This is our original, so that's okay. Now, does this put this into ascending order? No. Descending order? No. Does it show us the smallest? No. The largest? No. The sum? No. The average? No. The range? No. The median? No. Can we search? How about that? Okay. Believe it or not, it's not a major thing. And what I mean is, what we're doing in here, the reason nothing is showing is we're calling the right routines, but we're not telling it afterwards to go fill the thing up. All right. So I'm gonna move this, and I'm gonna put it into a routine that's called populate list box, which doesn't exist. So we're getting an error, which is fine. And let's just put it down right below here. So public void populate list box. Now we can put that in. Okay. All right. So what we want to do is on all these, so for example, after we get ascending, we want to call populate list box. After we do ascending and descending, we want to call populate list box. All right. So those two, hopefully, will now be fixed. For our smallest and largest, we're going to write another routine. We're going to call this show message, and we're going to provide a message to it that's going to say the largest array element is, and we will put in here, let's put the $sign in there. And that is going to be what is this largest in here? It's going to return this. So that is returning a value. We'll say here int largest equals this, and we will put in here largest. Okay. Now we're still getting an error because we haven't written show message yet. This will be int smallest equals this, and we will call show message and say the smallest array element is, and that will be smallest. All right. This will be sum equals, is the sum giving us back anything, or is it printing out in there? So sum is returning the sum. Why is it giving us an error here? Int sum equals that. Show message. The sum of all array elements is. Right. This one will be a little bit different. I'll just copy this one over. All right. You don't have to hear my clock. All right. So let's copy this. Now remember that for the average, and don't worry, this will have to be double AVG equals that, and this will be the average of all array elements is AVG. The range, int range equals this. Another show message, and this will be the range of all array elements is range. We will copy this down and put that here, and we will put the median, and that's going to be median equals int median equals, and that'll be median. All right, so we should have fixed everything except the searches, which we'll do in just a moment. But before we do those, let's go down here, and we call this show message. So I'm going to put here a public void, show message. It'll pass in a string, and that'll be the message. And it'll be a message box dot show. It's going to show the message, and it'll be message box buttons dot OK, and then message box icon dot information. And the only thing we don't have in here is the title that we're going to put in. So let's pass a title in as well. All right. So the show message we'll put in two things. The title, which will be smallest element, and then this. All right. Then we'll have largest element, and this. Then we'll have sum of all elements, and we'll have this. Then we'll have average of all elements, and this. Then we will have range of all elements, and this. Then median of all elements, and this. And now in here, when we pass this stuff in, we'll have to pass in a string for the title and a string for the message. And this will be title. All right, now I have not yet fixed the search buttons, but everything else hopefully will now work. So File, Save All, let's take a look. Okay, we do have results in here. That is the original. Okay, I'm not clearing it. And it also does not look like it is in any kind of order here. Smallest is 4. That looks like it'd be good. Largest is 99. That looks like it would be good. Some is going to be average. That actually looks good. The range, that looks good. The median, well, I don't know. And we can't do the searches yet. So the ascending and descending need to be cleared. So the ArrayBoth.get ascending and the ArrayBoth.descending. We need to say list test scores.items.clear here and here. Now, it wasn't working. Okay, it was not working, but let's take a look at it anyway. We do have original results here, ascending. Okay, it's not sorting them in ascending order. It's not sorting them in descending order. It is finding everything, so our ascending and descending are not working. Our ArrayBoth.get ascending and our ArrayBoth.get descending. I'm already at close to 40 minutes, so I'm going to stop and I'm going to fix those two things and then do the two that we're doing for the searches. I'll come back and do that in just a moment. Thanks.